Welcome back to yet another episode of Tiger Sports Nation. I'm Jack Crain.
And I'm Manor. Fall sports are reaching their midway point of the season. And without further ado, let's get into the action.
Yeah, I like the sound of that, Aaron. The women's soccer team earned its first conference win over the weekend against Oberlin at home. Alex Wendt opened the scoring not even 10 minutes into the game for the Tigers and gave DePauw a 1-0 lead going into the half. The second half saw much of the same, with a dominant Tiger team leading to an own goal by Oberlin. That's where the scoring would end, as DePauw won 2-0 and moves to 1-0 in conference play. They'll travel to Worcester to play the Fighting Scots on Saturday.
Yeah, great job, ladies. And with men's soccer, the men were also at home against Oberlin and came to a very similar conclusion. The Tigers struck first in their 8th-minute goal as Jay Klein gave DePauw a 1-0 lead. In the second half, Will Hartman, a freshman, would double that and lead the 60th minute. And despite a comeback attempt with a late goal by Oberlin, the Tigers would hold off and win 2-1. After also starting off their conference play 1-0. The men will also travel to Worcester following yesterday's home game against St. Mary of the Woods.
Both the men's and women's cross-country teams were in Chicago over the weekend for the Loyola Lakefront Invitational. The men were led by Cole Martin's first place finish and helped the Tigers into 7th place at the meet. Freshman Ford Baker barely cracked the top 15, finishing in 15th with a time of 26:25.
The women, on the other hand, finished in 5th place, led by Jenny Noll's 7th place finish and Riley Hickman's 13th place finish. The Tigers were able to consistently move up throughout the race. Corey Stoffregan said how the high finish will help their confidence moving forward.
Speaking of confidence, our own Michael Ocasek got the chance to catch up with last week's NCAC cross-country runner of the week, Jenny Noll.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with Jenny Noll, sophomore on the women's cross-country team and 2-time NCAC runner of the week. Jenny, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. And let's just start things off. How's it like winning your second NCAC runner of the week title?
It's kind of weird. It's like not a big deal to me. It just means I should push harder throughout the season and keep up this momentum throughout all my years.
And so you won it once last year. How do you think that helped you move forward in the moving weeks of the season as a freshman?
It gave me more confidence. I didn't realize I didn't think I was recognized for my talents, I guess, until they said something like, "Oh, you're runner of the week," and I was like, "I don't even know what that is." And then they explained to me, and I was like, "Wow, that's really cool." That makes me feel really good about myself, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And kind of talking about freshman versus sophomore year. Freshman year, you were the new kid on the block, but you were still the fastest runner on the team, all conference, all region as well. Am I correct?
I think so.
And then just missed out on a national berth. Coming in as a sophomore, more of a leadership role. How is that different? How are you adjusting to it?
I definitely have more responsibility. It's kind of weird because Coach said he took it easy on me freshman year, and I was like, what? That was easy? So now he's making me go harder, more mileage, harder workouts, and definitely more voice of the team, I guess.
Yeah. And do you enjoy the bigger leadership role? And what have you done to kind of not cope with it, but get used to it and adjust?
It is a lot of pressure, but I do like to remind myself, I like doing this. It's fun, so this is why I'm here. I'm going to train hard to be my best, you know?
Yeah, and I heard that you have a race superstition. Speaking of fun.
As in my socks?
Yes, indeed.
My special socks, yes. I can't race without them, and I've ran holes through the tops of my socks, so I've had to switch each sock to the other side, and now I'm tearing holes into the other side of the sock, so it's I don't know what I'm going to do without them. I can't race without them.
Is it just one pair that you race every single time?
It's the same pair, yep.
Wow, and so you have to do laundry every week?
I do.
That's hard work.
It's a lot of work.
And then I guess just final question. So last year, very successful first year, coming in 7th place in the conference, NCAC Newcomer of the Year. How are you looking to improve, and what are your goals for not only conference but region moving forward?
Really 2 main goals. One, PR in the 6K, which I better do this year. Like, I know I can do it. It's just more of a confidence thing. My other goal, the main one that's driving me this whole season, is make it to nationals this year. I was so close to it last year. I definitely can get it this year.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jenny.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Michael. Both teams will be traveling to Louisville for the pre-nationals invitational this Saturday before they take a week off for fall break.
The field hockey team won another thrilling overtime contest over the weekend as they hosted Concordia, Wisconsin. Although DePauw went into the fourth quarter with a 3-2 lead, the Falcons were able to tie it up in the final frame. Then, who other than Kate Milner to not only score the game winner, but also cap off her hat trick. The Tigers won 4-3 and are now 5-4 after starting the season 1-3.
The football team fell to 1-2 after a hard-fought battle against 38th-ranked Wittenberg. The Tigers were down 14-3 at half, and after a scoreless third quarter, DePauw's Chase Andrews slung a 33-yard pass to Jared Stiver, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown by Cam Haynes. Wittenberg was able to hit a field goal with 1:40 remaining in the game, but the Tigers were not able to come back. They fell 17-10. They'll try to rebound at home next week against Worcester.
Shout out to Henry Locke for blocking a field goal.
Great job, Henry.
Great job, Henry.
Great job.
Men's golf finished their fall season as good as any team can by winning the Dan Quayle Collegiate Classic by 2 strokes over Earlham. Jason Miller tied for 4th with a 145 over 2 days, followed by Mason Meadows and Danny Paris, who each shot a 147, good for 6th place. Golf will be back in action in the spring as they enjoy their offseason.
Volleyball won all 3 of their matches this week, starting off with Wednesday's win over Rose-Hulman in 4 sets. They continued their great play over the weekend during their tournament, sweeping both Hiram and Allegheny. Starting off their conference play strong, Morgan Sturley was once again the Tigers' top attacker with 13 kills versus the Gators.
Wow.
It's really impressive. And the women moved to 10-5 on the year. They will play Denison tonight at home for another contested conference matchup.
Great job to all the teams that we talked about today, and thank you for tuning in and staying up to date with everything DePauw Athletics. Make sure to catch us on Facebook,
Instagram,
and YouTube.
We'll see you next week, and as always,
Roll
Tigs.
That's a wrap.
Okay.
Just the clapping. Yeah, I like it. Maybe we could do it like a blooper. Who knows? This is cute. This could be the blooper right now. I know. All right.